Hello there.
My buddy, my buddy, my buddy, my buddy. Wherever I go, he goes. My buddy, my buddy, my buddy, my buddy. I'll teach him everything that I know. My buddy and me, like the climb up a tree. My buddy and me, we're the best friends that could be. My buddy, my buddy, my buddy, my buddy, my buddy and me.
My Buddy from Play School.
George Lucas, next to you, who is the most knowledgeable Star Wars expert on all of the Earth?
Steve, that Star Wars boy. If I can do something and Steve says, oh, wow, then I won. Something that people can enjoy. Just somebody who's got a fetish with making the world to be the way he wants it to be. Sort of narcissistic.
Have you heard about Steve, that Star Wars boy's new YouTube channel?
I think it's a very important part of society, and I'm going to create a world where people can fly.
I am way faster than you. My speeder is badass. I am way too badass for that. Check out this badass move. That was badass. Did you see that BB-8?
Good idea. We can find a new grill in that crashed Star Destroyer's galley.
Ooh, gross. What is that smell?
Smell my finger.
No, I don't want to.
OMG.
That is really putrid.
Does it smell good?
No, it smells very bad.
Stop making me smell that. It smells like poop.
It is poop. I never wash my hands.
That is disgusting. You are spreading germs.
I don't care,
That wasn't a very nice thing to do.
but it was pretty funny, wasn't it?
You are just a mean boy.
What does your dream girl look like? Does she have long dangly laku? Are you all alone tonight? Well, let's turn up the temperature. It's about to get hot in here. Call now to talk to hot Twi'lek girls. We are waiting for you.
Only 99 keshels per space minute. Adults only.
I was a terror since the public school era. Bathroom passes, cutting classes, squeezing asses. Smoking blunts was a daily routine since 13. A chubby nigga on the scene. I used to have the tray deuce and the deuce in my bubble goose. Now I got the Mac in my knapsack, lounging black, smoking sacks up in accent sidekicks with my sidekicks, rocking fly kicks. Honeys wanna chat, but all we wanna know is where the party at. And can I bring my gat? If not, I hope I don't get shot. Better throw my vest on my chest, cause niggas is a mess. It don't take nothing but frontin' for me to start something. Bugging and bucking at niggas like I was duck hunting. Dumbing out just me and my crew, cause all we wanna do is bullshit and party and bullshit and party and bullshit and party and bullshit and party and bullshit. It's the N-O-G-O-R-I-O-U-S. You just lay down slow. It's the N-O-G-O-R-I-O-U-S. You just lay down slow. Bitches in the back looking righteous. In a tight dress, I think I might just hit her with a little Biggie 101. How to tote a gun and have fun with Jamaican rum conversation. Blunts in rotation, my man Big Jock got the Glock in his waist and we're smoking, drinking. Got the hooker thinking, if money smell bad, then this nigga Big is stinking. Is it my charm? I got the hookers eating out my palm. She grabbed my arm and said, let's leave calm. I'm hitting skins again. Rolled up another blunt for the Heineken. Niggas thought the rope out, a kid got choked out, blows were stoned, and a fucking fight broke out. Can't we just all get along so I could put hickeys on the chest like little Sean? Get a pissy drunk off a Dom Perignon, and it's on, and I'm gone. That's that party and bullshit and party and bullshit and party and bullshit and party and bullshit. It's the N-O-G-O-R-I U.S. You just lay down slow. It's the N-O-G-O-R-I-O. U.S. You just lay down slow.
That's much better than the one I had in the movie.
What's up, everybody? How's it going? It's Halloween or something, ain't it? Happy Halloween.
Shigma chat. Happy Halloween to everyone.
Tonight, what are we doing? We're going to discuss some scary Star Wars stuff, show a couple of videos, and our main topic, we're going to discuss the original Clone Wars cartoon that came out before the 3D version. You're going to love this, man. So, Eric and Nate, you weren't with us last week. How you been doing?
Been doing good. I want to do away with some of the rumors. I did not have monkeypox, simplex A, B, C, D, any variation of the sort. Simple pneumonia, but I'm glad to be back, Steve. Thank you for holding the spot for me.
Yeah, we barely made it through without you.
Yeah, man. Lots of dead air without the ape here to fucking swing in and save us, man. Glad to have you back.
Swing in. I heard that. All right.
We made Crazy mad watch these original Clone Wars, and he's been bitching and moaning all week about having to watch them.
But you're gonna be mad at me, guys, because I ended up watching some shit about Dathomir witches and fucking the zombie worm fucking Geonosian invasion for Halloween, dude. I thought the Gwen Ternatsky cartoons were moved to next week.
Well, they were for like a minute, and then we moved them back because Crazy said he was on Crackheads all night and he didn't have time to change the subject at midnight the night before the show.
So then we're gonna be rolling with my 20-year-old impressions of the Gwen Ternatsky stuff.
Yeah. So I didn't watch him for this show either, but I've seen him like 1,000 times, so I should be good.
You know what? I didn't watch him for the show either. We only made Crazy Mad watch them.
Mo Biggs, you'll have sympathy for me because this is damn near weavery.
We got to get the WD-40 out for this episode tonight, guys.
The WWeeb 40, yes.
Yeah. These were originally released almost as toy commercials. They were 3 minutes long, and they played them like
on Cartoon Network, right?
Yeah, I forget what other show they were running with, but they came on like every night, Monday through Friday, I think. Like at 7 p.m. and they're only 3 minutes long. And then later on, they compiled them all together and released them on DVD, and they're on Disney Plus. And as far as these go, I think the new Clone Wars series kind of wipes these out from canon because certain things, especially the ending, they don't quite line up. It's like the first half of it, everything kind of works out like it happens before the original series, and then when it gets to the end, there's like some kind of overlap.
So I always thought these were in canon because of Mace Windu's fight with Grievous, where he fucking like force squeezes his heart, and then in the next episode where Grievous appears, like in the movies, he's got labored breathing and is like hunched over as if he's damaged from that Mace Windu fight.
I think
so.
Like
it's not
quasi canon. I don't think it's 100% canon because it doesn't.
What,
at the
Tartakovsky
end
here? It's not
at the
canon
end
at all, I don't think.
At the end of season 7,
I thought it was because of that Mace Windu shit. And
you know what totally is canon?
And Anakin
canon?
loses his braid too. Does he get rid of his Padawan braid during
that's
this?
what I'm saying. Like the beginning part kind of would work. Like if you just choose like this, I'm going to put this in with the official timeline. The beginning of it all works out up until when Anakin and Obi-Wan go on their final mission, and Anakin has like his spirit journey or whatever, and they're on that snow planet.
First, wait. Before we dive in, let's brief the audience what we're even talking about.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
let's talk to the chat, man.
Oh yeah, we haven't even said hi to the chat. We're just rambling.
I see Felix, the Link Master, out there. Crackhead Jeremy, Mo Biggs, of course, holding it down.
We got Mo.
And Jen, bonjour. How
I
you
want to
doing,
say
girl?
that as soon as Mo Biggs showed up, he immediately timed out Neff before the show even started.
Oh, hell no.
Why did you do that, Mo? Because he said, let's get social.
He'll
Okay.
rain cloud us from the chat, man.
Yes.
I was like, what did Neff do on his show earlier to deserve getting timed out?
Some weird shit earlier, and you just. Can't
So
remember.
Gendy Tanoski is
All right, hold on. We got
used to
Tyler.
work for Cartoon Network, and he made Dexter's Laboratory, if you
Yeah.
remember that back, and then Samurai Jack. I can't remember if these Star Wars cartoons were in between Dexter and Samurai Jack or after Samurai Jack.
It was just as
What's up,
Samurai
TM?
Jack
Hold
was
on, let's
ending.
say hi to the chat yet. We didn't even get through this shit.
I said hi to
TM.
Felix, Link Master.
TM is
What's
a
going on,
new
Felix?
face I haven't seen. Welcome.
Welcome, TM.
So at some point, this dude's work was
Jeremy, too.
really popular. People love Dexter's
Jen,
Laboratory.
Hold on, Fowler. Hold on.
I'm kind of briefing them who the fuck Ternarski is and how he got this Star Wars gig that we're even talking about, you know?
Okay.
So if you
think
like
we got it.
Samurai Jack or Dexter's, he got assigned these little mini cartoons, like Steve was saying, that they ran once a night on Cartoon Network or whatever, and they kind of filled in the gaps between Attack of the Clones and Return of the Sith, Revenge of the Sith. So they're kind of anime inspired, I guess you'd say, maybe. So that's why Crazy Mad and Mo will probably hate these or whatever.
Yeah, and Steve was right. He said, this was essentially an attempt by Hasbro to sell toys because they'd worked with Cartoon Network in the past to kind of push Transformers. So they got on to Gendy Tartakovsky right on the heels of the end of Samurai Jack and said, hey, make some shorts, make it fun. I don't think it was ever really intended to be canon, but I mean, a lot of it is like canon to me. Like you said, Grievous getting his heart crushed, and then like following up in episode 3, he's. I mean, to me, Mace Windu.
You do a great
choked the fuck
imitation
out of him.
tonight of that, man. It's awesome.
When
That's
when
just
the other
pneumonia.
when the other series starts, Anakin's already a Jedi Knight, and in this one, like if you were gonna try to figure out where does this take place, Anakin is still a Padawan, and then they show him get knighted at a certain point. They show
He does his
C-3PO
trials or whatever in this kind of.
get his gold, and they kind of move things ahead in a specific way where you can follow. Okay, this happens, here, and here.
So each episode covers a little bit of a different Jedi you saw in Clone Wars. So you got to see Kit Fisto fight some Mon Calamari or whatever on a water planet.
And several of these became the other reason I don't believe they're canon is, well, they've said they're not here since Disney's taken over, but the some of these are prototypes for the next series. Like they've almost remade, so like this whole thing here, they did an arc with Kit Fisto on Mon Calamari where he had to save the prince. The scuba troopers were there. Ahsoka was there with him. I forget. Jar Jar and his whole army came on, but they basically did this whole animated arc. They basically redid it in the 3D cartoon, expanded on it, and then some of the other ones too are turned into the Ryloth arc, just like some of the big battle scenes. This thing here plays like we said, like toy commercials where there's basically not really a plot to them. They're just like, okay, here is
It's set up like the different battles of the Clone Wars.
And
Like each episode is showing a
all
Jedi
out
out
war.
commanding a unit.
There was 2 seasons, right? In the first season, they aired as 3 minutes. And then they were all put together as one movie. And then the second season was 8 minutes? 12 minutes an episode?
They were 12 and a half minutes, and there was 5 of them, I think. So it comes out to like an hour, right around an hour, and then the first. So together, it's about 2 hours 10 minutes, I think, the complete series.
Right. Yeah. And like you said, it's all like action set pieces. Here are the cool toys. Check this out in action. They do a really good job of, like, I don't know, showing the troops just being absolute units.
Check out my Count Dooku lighter.
Yes,
cricket
Mo.
style like Dooku.
It's got a bit of a yaw to it.
They use a lance. There's even a scene in this where they're on speeder bikes and the droids are charging, and so are the clone troopers. They're all charging each other with lances.
Oh yeah.
Hello, or Terran. Yeah, that guy there, Dirge. Originally, like right after episode 2 came out, Dirge, I think, was like concept art for General Grievous when they're trying to, they just had the idea, we want these 2 villains, and they had him get killed off here, and then Asajj Ventress went on to be in the other series as a pretty big character. They were in a lot of the comics and things before, this. Right,
how cool is a battalion of speeder bikes? How cool is that, though?
Like IG
like
droids
IG units
with pointy heads and lances. It doesn't really make sense, but they look cool.
I thought
this whole thing launched as like this big multimedia event where they had the Dirge and Asajj were in the Dark Horse comics. They had action figure lines. They later came out with like animated ones in this style, but at that time they came out with like a whole special card back for Clone Wars. They had that Hailfire rocket thing with the big wheels and a couple other things. They were in like this white Clone Wars packaging, and like this was part of it where they were really pushing these 2 characters. They were Dirge and Asajj Ventress.
And then they never used Dirge in anything else, did they?
No, she was like originally concept art for Darth Maul. They were, when they were coming up with, they had the idea, we want an evil Sith apprentice, and all the concept artists came back, and one of them was just like this pale witch looking figure who later, they turned into Asajj Ventress and then expanded in. She actually looked more like Mother Talzin in some of those paintings. So just like the stuff they didn't use, and it's just in their mind, like they've got it, like, let's use this for something, and so they end up using a lot of the other concept designs that they find cool or whatever. But when she shows
she's
up
got
in the other series,
those grind skate jeans from back in the late 90s when this came out, man.
When she shows up in the other series, the first thing she says is like, Obi-Wan, I've missed you. And there was this arc in the comic where she had taken him prisoner and like had him strapped up in some weird bondage shit or something. I can't remember. It was in, I think, the series called Republic. And then there's this cartoon. So it alludes that they've met before. And so it's either this or that or some other event. But at this point, this would all line up with the other show, just as like a weirder looking, nothing happens up until towards the end. This is where Dooku, he's testing her out just to fight this whole arena. She kills all of them. There's like some old Marvel Comics Easter egg characters in here in the crowd.
Aldous was in the chat earlier asking where can we watch this abomination. It is on Disney Plus.
It's not, you didn't like it, man, at all.
No, that was his direct question. Where can we watch this abomination?
For I am Sith.
He's like,
you
are not a Sith.
But you are not Sith.
See, this is what I love, man, because they took like concepts that like Lucas wanted to use. Like in episode 1, he wanted Darth Maul and Qui-Gon like flying up to the cruiser, right? and fighting on Tatooine. You remember that?
There's supposed to
Like,
be
he
an
wants to-
in-air battle, and they just said it looked stupid after they filmed it, and they cut it out.
But in this, like, Tartakovsky, he embraces it. He's like, let's make Count Dooku fly down like a freaking vampire. I'm cool with it. Chris Lee was Dracula once. Let's do it. And Tartakovsky appropriately uses Force Run better than anybody else in Star Wars ever. Because holy crap, is that a great invention that was never used appropriately?
How great would he have been as Magneto?
You wear the
Yeah.
trappings of the Sith,
Oh, it
you
worked.
fight like the Sith, but this can be imitated, however.
Look how they draw his beard. His head just.
His beard's great, man. What are you talking about?
Like, look at her neck. And then the later part where the Anakin, he has like this weird ass giraffe neck.
You gotta
Most
think
of-
this was coming off of watching Samurai Jack all the time, though. Like, it seems jarring now, but like, then it wasn't. I mean, I guess it's just a product of his time. Man. Like,
Mo says it looks stupid after they filmed it, yet they left in Jar Jar. Very, very true, Mo.
Jar Jar didn't look as stupid as he sounded.
Samurai Jack didn't even have like outlines. Like everything bled into everything else. At least these guys have outlines.
Yeah,
yeah,
we
it looked like
are on first
construction
name basis.
paper almost, or whatever.
Yeah.
Yes, isn't it Sir Christopher Lee?
It looks Samurai Jack.
It is
Fucking
called
Mo.
Samurai Jack.
I
don't know,
stand by
I-
this. I love these. There's some really good moments in them, like when the rain starts and then the raindrops
yeah,
are
that's
hitting
true.
her,
Yes.
her lightsaber
That's the
and
best
sizzling.
part.
Yeah, dude, that shit
And
is
then
fucking
when he's
dope.
just like beating the shit out of Visage, and then it's like Qui-Gon and Yoda, and their faces pop up, and the music.
Oh, I got that video too.
Okay,
I got that video
Hold on,
too,
let's
man.
see
Let's-
this other one we were watching a minute ago.
Oh no, that's just images.
Okay. Did you have?
But
the
yeah, you
part
got
with
the
all
fight with Anakin and Asajj, like talking
this is
about
the best
lightsaber
part.
duels. Oh, this is one of my favorites. I love this. Just going ham on her.
Look at his neck, man.
Yeah, bro.
Ain't right.
It's like
dude.
Luke in Jedi when he's freaking out for a minute and getting power from the dark side.
That's the best part right there. He lets out this primal scream. He tosses it.
There's another moment like in this fight where Asajj like throws she like tries to force push him and he shrugs it off, but it takes off like his first layer of clothes. I don't know why that's so funny, but it's like I blocked it enough where it didn't cause bodily harm, but it took off my sweatshirt. I don't know. Oh man.
Actually, I'll give this a little credit because this would have been a better Attack of the Clones than the actual Attack of the Clones. Up until we get the mutated weasel people.
Oh, at the end, yeah.
Oh, that's when like Anakin goes on like his vision quest and shit, right? Is that what you're
Yeah.
talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you know, we're coming off metachlorians and shit back then, dog. You know, it's like they're working things out, man.
But if we would have got this story as Attack of the Clones instead of Attack of the Clones, because I hated Attack of the Clones. It's the worst one.
That's kind of why they made these shorts, because they kind of realized like people fell asleep in episode 2. We need a hype beast. Get Tartakovsky on the project.
all action.
Let's hype it up. All
The-
action.
The thing about it is, okay, is the entire history of Star Wars up before Attack of the Clones, there was like this moratorium in the comic books, in the novels. Nobody knew what were the Clone Wars, what were they, what happened, when did they happen, and you get like these characters like in the X-Wing novel. There's this guy Corran Horn, and his dad is supposed to have fought in the Clone Wars, and in order for their ages to like match up with when the Clone Wars were, now like this dude would have had to have this kid when he was 10 years old or something, you know, because nobody knew. And then the problem, you know, they need a plot or else you get the sequel trilogy. They need a plot. So, you know, they dump there was more plot in Star Wars Episode 2 than all of the rest of the other 5 movies put together, as far as world building and whatever. And even though, like, sitting through that particular movie may not be the best one, as soon as that movie ended with the Battle of Geonosis, the Clone Wars were unlocked. So even though, you know, they said all those politics and the love story, whatever, as soon as you walked out of that movie, it's like, okay, now, you know, no holds barred. And like I said, this multimedia stuff came out. It's like, it's on. The war is on. And all this cool stuff started coming out in the comics. The origins of the, you know, the clones and the Mandalorians. And, you know, they had, like, Jango Fett was a big character. So they started coming out with all these video games and books about the Mandalorians. And, like, all the things that had been, you know, all the stuff that you've wondered about or whatever, and even though they didn't show it to you in the movie, they started, you know, unleashing all this cool shit.
Well, these were my Clone Wars, the Ternovsky ones, because the battle like wasn't in the movie, like you're saying, between these little shorts and the fucking. Do you guys remember the Star Wars Battlefront games? There was like Battlefront and Battlefront 2. Like that's where I fought the Clone Wars. I guess.
You could go to Camino, you could go to all the different planets, and just that's what I'm saying. Like that stuff coming out.
Filled in before episode 3 came out. You know,
the hype and the excitement is like, okay, episode 2 was boring, but look at all this shit that's out now. Like all the shit that I've wanted to see for 15, 20 years is coming out now. The Republic Commando video games where you're one of the clones fighting in the battle, and then Battlefront, the Jango Fett thing.
Well,
you know,
George,
this cartoon, the other cartoon.
George put a kibosh on anyone trying to write about Clone Wars in the EU, right?
That's what I'm saying. Up to this, they tried to do a couple things in the old Marvel series. They tried to make a couple like Mandalorian characters and reference back to the past, and they got it all screwed up, just, you know, without.
Oh, we got Lord Terran and Ice Queen entering.
Oh,
the
hello,
chat.
Ice Queen. Yeah, Terran popped in
showing up.
Oh, this is cracking me up here.
It's kind of true. Well, I mean, I like episode 2. Like after watching it over and over and over and seeing the entire Clone Wars series, I know who these characters are. That was the problem with episode 2. Is all of a sudden they dump you in this totally immersive, you know, situation where now they're dumping like all the geopolitics, all the corporations, all, you know, how does this galaxy work? How do the gears turn? What makes things work? And after you've watched the Clone Wars and you know who all these characters are a little bit more, and you go back and watch episode 2, it's I enjoy it much more. But yeah, most of the stuff about episode 2 was not on the screen in episode 2 the first time you saw it, and you watch all this other material and episode 3, and you go back and there's a ton of shit you can extract from episode 2 that leads in and sets up this other stuff, which. And every time you talk about the Clone Wars and you say it makes the prequels better, you get these guys who say, you shouldn't have to watch 5 seasons of a cartoon to understand these movies. You know what? You shouldn't. You're right. But if you do, it makes them cooler. So.
Well, I don't know how much cooler it makes the movies, but it makes it make more sense.
So is there anything you liked about this shit, Crazy?
Yeah, some of the stuff. I'm totally pissed at you guys for making me watch them and no one else watched them.
I've seen it like 1,000 times. What about the part where they first introduced Grievous and then when the
Grievous was super badass in these, like way more badass than he was in the.
He's collecting sabers, man.
Trilogies, yeah.
When we first see him, there's a Padawan cowering with his master and. Yeah, oh, here you go. You got the clip.
Hell yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, look, he looks like Shaggy, kind of.
He takes on
100%.
He takes on 5 Jedi at once and decimates them.
No!
Shaggy's friends! Oof. Badass. Complete fucking like him.
Ki-Adi-Mundi, Ayla Secura, Shakti are all here.
Yeah.
That's
He
a
takes some
Jedi
photos.
Council member, so we know him as like one of the top Jedi, right? Member of the High Council. You know, he was in all the little trading cards and shit, listed him as a powerful fucking fighter and shit. So
I forget who else is in here too. There's like 5 of them.
he seeing one of your most powerful Jedi just completely outclassed it was crazy seeing Grievous for the first time.
Not even that, too. Like, Ki-Adi-Mundi at the end of it, when Grievous is escaping, he's like, no, we gotta get him. He is pissed. He's just not having it. Look at that. Just, like, throws Ayla Secura with his feet. Got these spinny techniques. Just kicks him aside. At some, like, he has 4 arms, but he doesn't detach them until the end of this series, right? He doesn't take out his forearms until the end of the series. At some point in this segment, he starts fighting with his foot. Like, he grabs a saber in one foot, he's bouncing on the other. He's just like fighting with 2 hands and like it's nuts. I don't know. It was really fun.
I really like Asajj Ventress in this series too.
Mm-hmm.
She was cool. I like her better.
And that's her premiere, right? This is the first appearance of
No,
of
she
Asajj.
actually her first appearance is in some comic books.
Ah, okay.
But this is Grievous's first appearance.
Okay, Aldous. Okay, what if you had a collection of 300 comic books, number 1 to 300, and like issue number 5 or something is the first appearance of the greatest villain of your entire comic book collection, but when you sit there and read that book, it's not the best book. Are you going to spend the rest of your life sitting there harping about how bad issue 5 of that comic series was? Are we going to say, you know, I mean, it's like these pieces of this puzzle, what I'm saying, when put together, make the whole better. Some of them aren't as strong as others. Like episode 2 is not as fun to watch as episode 5, but when you put them all together, the prequels enhance the overall story.
You kind of know why he has that scar that he has at the beginning of part 3 and shit like that.
And these cartoons with it, you know, they're cool to sit there and watch with a lot of them with action and whatever. But they fill in the world. They've got a whole lot of cool world building. And
Aldous says, I like how you start that off like it is completely unreasonable that I only have 300 comics.
No, I got more than 300 comics. I'm just saying, like one series, like say X-Men 1 through 300. You know, how many stinkers are in there or whatever, but end up resulting later on. Now you have Havoc and Polaris and all these characters whose first appearances were like, eh. But
I
it
like her
builds
Tim
to
Burton
the whole
sabers.
thing. Yeah, this is where he gives them. Now in the video game, Jango Fett Bounty Hunter, Dooku has this apprentice or this wannabe apprentice called Komari Vosa, and she's like similar to Asajj Ventress. She's got like spiked blonde hair, and these were her sabers. What are we left at now?
Mo, I'm sorry. He says, imagine as a kid trying to have fun playing with your Luke and Vader dolls if you also didn't have Wicket.
That's not what I'm saying.
And Chief Chirpa. You needed Chief Chirpa and Logray.
Anyway, in the video game, Jango Fett, you get to fight. Jango is sent to kill Komari Vosa because Dooku doesn't want her anymore. And Jango Fett brings him these sabers, and that's when they hire him. That was like his test to be the main clone. And
that's when they decide he's worthy of fucking becoming every stormtrooper. Or
yeah, it's a cool game. It's like a 10, 12-hour story. But those sabers came from that, and then he gave them to her to replace Komari Vosa. And this dude Dirge was originally going to be Grievous, and then they changed him.
Yeah, is this the appearance of the Jedis in clone trooper armor? You know, like a callback to Luke in the stormtrooper suit a little bit from New Hope. they're rocking this like a little bit of a blend, you know, like the clone armor underneath with a little bit of Jedi robes on top. It was pretty cool to see for the first time. You know, Obi-Wan in this in his Clone War armor, I guess, whatever they call this outfit.
See, when I first saw this, I thought this was Grievous. I had no idea this was Dirge.
Oh, like before.
Even in my notes it says, "Oh, and we finally get the first appearance of Grievous," and then I come to find out this isn't Grievous.
Oh, you thought it
Obi-Wan's
was
a
like him,
badass.
and this was
Shout out
why
to
they
Obi-Wan.
put him in the armor?
Because Dirge shows up pretty early.
Yeah, he's just a big bucket of sinew.
And then Grievous doesn't show up till the end of episode 1 or season 1 or whatever it is. The end of the
It's season 1.
On Disney Plus they come in movie form. And they're like an hour each, and there's episode 1 and episode 2.
Mm-hmm.
Since they're all put together. And then at the end of episode 1 is where Grievous shows up. But Dirge shows up right at the beginning.
Space battles look pretty good too. There was like a pretty good blend of like 2D and 3D, with a lot of the 3D being up in space. I don't know. It looked pretty good to me.
Some of the when they're shooting each other and they're just blaster bolts going everywhere, that looked pretty wonky, I thought.
I remember the description for that, like on cable, and you push the button for info and it has a little description or whatever. It said Anakin fights a battle in hyperspace. You know, that one part where all the things. I was like, that's not what happened.
I was stoked to see Mace Windu in action, you know, because like they kind of denied that shit in the movies a little bit.
Yes.
You know, it's like it was good to see him do some kung fu shit, force kung fu, whatever they call it. Yeah,
yeah.
man.
Who did it better, him or Ezra? Let's be honest.
Oh, Mace, of course.
Look at this. This is great. I love this.
Hey, you gotta think that Mace Windu shit was coming right off the Matrix and Morpheus and you know all that shit. So it was kind of cool at the time, man, to see him kung fu and everywhere, dude.
Oh yeah, it was great. That was a fun segment too with the random like bucket hat kid. You remember that guy? Like the guy who's just a little unsupervised 10-year-old who's just strolling into a war zone,
right?
And watching everything.
I was trying to be like that old Coke commercial.
Mean Joe Green.
Oh, for sure, yeah. It's straight out. Like at the end, he offers Mace Windu a drink.
Yeah, it's like the exact.
Mr. Green,
Yeah.
you need any help?
Mm-mm.
Want my Coke?
No, no.
Really, you can have it.
Okay. Thanks.
I like to say, see you around. The whole world is smiling with me. Coca-Cola has life. Have a Coke and
What's up, BK?
Hey,
Like,
BK.
Oh, what's up, BK? How you doing, man? Jeremy says it right. I'm tired of these motherfucking droids on this motherfucking planet. Oh. Yeah, man. Force Fu, pretty cool. Mace Windu, just and like Yoda was doing some like straight up Star Killer stuff too, like pushing ships together and stuff.
That end part is ridiculously over the top or whatever, but it's fun to watch.
The Siege of Coruscant.
The best part. Well, I said that on the other part already, but one of the other best parts is when the clones come in to rescue the Jedi from Grievous. In that ship in with the shark teeth. That thing is cool.
Yeah, I got that. Man,
That's the coolest.
I got you covered, dude. It's all right here. It's great.
This is the coolest ship, the coolest gunship of all. Check it out.
How could you not like this, Crazy? This is so fucking dope.
It goes one-on-one with the ship. Like the ship is a person. Takes a whole ship. It's like Kiadi-Mundi's just tripping. He's like, get him! He's like, take him down. Look at that. Do you have the front of the ship where it's got the face on it, like an old fighter jet from World War II?
Yeah, right. Kiadi-Mundi's like, hold me back, bro. You better
hold me back, bro. I would have totally had you, dude, if it weren't for these clones. Oh man.
Thank you, Mo. Thank you.
I get why Crazy Mad doesn't like it. Oh man, come on. This is quality. I don't know.
It was cool.
There's some cool stuff in it. Like Yoda and Mace Wrecking Shop was kind of cool. Grievous is kind of cool. I liked Ventress. I like the story better than I liked Attack of the Clones.
Did you like how seductive they made C-3PO look?
Jesus.
Thank goodness you're unharmed.
Jesus.
I was so worried. You were left without notifying.
You look different, 3PO.
Oh yeah, I forgot there's a couple booty calls like in this fucking where he meets up with Padme.
Gold
Oh, yeah.
plating?
Oh, yes. In the
What's the
service
music
of a
right here?
senator, one must be presentable.
Well, let's see it.
Here, now,
Oh,
in this neighborhood. Very well.
Sexy music.
Impressive. Most impressive.
I didn't add that in. That's all Tartakovsky. Cartoon Network, good for ages 8 and up. Let's do a sexy robot scene. Oh.
See, look,
Oh,
bro,
man.
it's like droids. It's like our show. It's awesome.
The Anakin Padme stuff is short and sweet and to the point. And Anakin is way less rapey in this than he is in Attack of the Clones.
Did he get a drunk off of Dom Perignon? It's on, and I'm gone. Dude, that's just so funny in the intro every time.
Basically, you're saying you're having a hard time just getting past the fucking fact that it looks like weave shit.
Yeah. The animation style in this is not for me.
It's not even really like weave. It looks like a 10-year-old kid drew it or something.
Oh yeah, I forgot we got Luminara too. Luminara and Barrett.
And this is another one that they expanded on later on in the other show with the going to Ilum and showing the temple and having the young ones in there.
Is this the first time we learn about kyber crystals?
On screen.
On screen,
Okay.
yeah, probably.
Is this
Like they have this whole thing, the sequence they like sort of chant that they do while they're putting the saber together.
This part here was weird. He like mind controlled Captain Typho. I just kind of out of character.
Out of character for Yoda? Absolutely. Yeah, he uses a Jedi mind trick on him, which is like something that Qui-Gon did because he was kind of skirting on the edge of like ethical Jedi stuff, right?
Republic credits will do fine. No, they won't. I don't believe your shit.
It won't. What do you think? You're some kind of Jedi waving your hand about like that? Oh man, what a G.
Yeah, man, hooded Yoda looks badass.
Yeah, right.
I dig that look.
My favorite Yoda is season 6, Clone Wars Yoda. The
What's
Dark Yoda.
distinct? What's about?
Oh
what's it
yeah,
look like?
he's like Smeagol Yoda.
Oh, okay.
It's Dark Yoda. Fucking brilliant.
The thing that I hate most, it's obvious to hone in, generally and say this animation is weird. I can't do the thing specifically that bothers me the most is their fucking necks are all like 4 feet fucking long. They just look ridiculous.
That's
I mean,
true.
you gotta think-
Like, look at her fucking neck. Like that's what makes it look so weird.
She had a long neck in the Clone Wars too.
Not that long.
Not that long, but it was long. I mean, she's not a.
Oh, there's the sizzle.
Kaminoan.
The
Yeah,
steam
that
on
part
the blades.
really like dramatically constructed. The sequence was it was excellent.
She has
way
the
they
high
built
ground
up
too,
to
right
it.
there. Back.
Oh yeah, she does. Look at that.
And there's a shot in here that they like took off of like 6 or 7 different comic books or whatever, where they were face to face like that, and they're both on screen.
Damn, that looks dope.
I do like the foreshadowing here where he takes her lightsaber, so he has a red lightsaber there.
Yeah.
And then he
Yeah,
just
right here.
pounds her right off the cliff.
And we all know what red means, right, Steve?
Red is evil. You can tell it right there. Look,
evil.
He's totally going evil.
And this scene, like I said earlier, reminds me of when Luke in Jedi hits Vader like 8 times in a row in a rage.
Yeah, he's just battering him.
Yeah.
Go back to that wolf guy for a minute.
Is this the first we get of Barriss Offee and Luminara?
I was wondering that myself. I don't know.
Barriss and Luminar are in episode 2, Attack of the Clones, but you guys are too busy hating on it to even notice that.
What?
Okay, this guy right here, George Lucas hated the Wolfman or whatever, if you remember in the original cut of A New Hope, and later replaced him with a different alien that they made. This is supposed to be one of those, the Wolfman species. When this came out, I forget where you voted exactly, but there was a contest. It had this guy, and there was a Hammerhead, and a Talls. The guy, the big blue guy with the thing.
Yeah, it was Roran Korab, Vulvith Mon, and Fal Modama.
Yeah, and this guy won.
Yep, Vulvith.
Would you vote on Cartoon Network or something? Was some
I
call
forget
in
where
or
it
something?
was on the web, and you went in. And we called it the web back in. You go in there and vote.
You took your AOL disc, popped it in.
Yeah,
went
because
on.
like that noise. Yeah.
Why is there a lightsaber coming out of his hip?
That's a laser blast. We just froze it at an unfortunate second there.
Yeah, it looks like a laser boner right there for the clone trooper.
But then later on, when they originally there wasn't going to be 2 seasons or whatever. So later on, when they made it 2 seasons, they end up using those other 2. Anyway, look at that fucking neck. It just it's like, come on, man.
See,
It's
Steve,
crazy.
now you're starting to feel me about this whole animation style.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you can get past the fact that everybody looks semi-retarded and just embrace this, it's like this. Star Wars, okay, I'm
Hey
a
man,
young.
I feel the same way about Clone Wars too.
Exactly.
They look like
Talking
wooden
about it last
Pinocchio
week.
puppets, kind of retarded. You got to get used
But
to them.
it's okay, Star Wars has been across every medium, every type of media, has introduced me as a kid to every type of everything, a book with a read-along record, a radio drama, a comic book, a movie, a kid's storybook, all the first video games that I actually wanted to own and bought.
Novels.
Model kits, toys, whatever, and here is a different version. If you're able to look, and say, okay, here's a comic that takes place before a movie that leads into a TV show or whatever, and accept, okay, this is Star Wars being told through a comic book. I understand why this scene
That's
is
badass.
different
Look
than
at
it
that.
would be on
It's
it.
dope.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, if you can accept that this is this medium, and if I like or don't like this or whatever, and take, like I was saying about episode 2, the story of Star Wars goes across all these things, and it's greater as a whole, and each one of these is a little piece of the puzzle that puts together the bigger picture. And
Look at that. You can't fuck with that. That's badass.
that is cool. But even his neck is fucking too long. Okay, this is what I was talking about. This thing is fucking cool. This ship is fucking cool. Look at that thing.
The war
That's
paint.
fucking cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he comes in, he drops all these little bombs off, and they all.
This is
look
the
down.
one kind of frame that pissed me off, because the clones in here are literally just pieces of paper cut out and put on there. There are a few shortcuts where I'm like, okay, we ran out of time.
Aldous says, everyone looks semi-retarded, but I return to my previous praise of episode 2. I sense a pattern. Aldous, you're
I'm telling
never...
you, episode 2 through the cartoons into Revenge of the Sith is the most criticized portion of Star Wars that exists in the universe, and people who criticize it, majority of them have not fucking watched it more than 2 or 3 episodes, or looked at the pictures and said this looks fucked up, and not watched it. So, you know, if you sit there and you watch, especially if you watch them all in chronological order, it's a fucking awesome story.
Aldous,
this part is semi outside of it in the
Aldous,
canon, but kind of.
Me and Steve talk at least.
That looks just like that kid, dude. Like, that's perfect.
God damn it!
Look at this.
That looks
nose.
like Liam
I know.
Neeson.
I know.
You know who got done dirtiest though for the likeness? Sheev Palpatine. Guy looks awful in this. Let me see if I can pull up a picture
Let's
of him.
see if
Like,
we get to him.
I mean,
pretty early
Qui-Gon
on.
Jinn Space Jew here.
Qui-Gon Jinn Space Jew. Look at this.
Like an
Oh, he
eagle
does
or
this thing.
something.
What's happening with his forehead? Oh, the chin waddles. Oh my god, dude. This I don't know. If I forget the actor's name, but I would have talked to Tartakovsky and been like, really, dude? Like, whose reference did you use for this?
It's Mr. Burns. Clearly, like, look.
No, Aldous, because it
With
is
the hand and
retarded, is what I'm trying to
Excellent.
tell you. You guys are fucking agitating.
I love Aldous' comment here. 15 years ago, children voted on a cartoon. Tune in tonight to hear grown men's reaction on it.
It wasn't children. It was grown men back then, too. I was like 30 freaking years old when this shit came out.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was probably like 20, 21.
It's Robert England. Oh, man.
What was on Cartoon Network at the time? Like Dragon Ball Z, fucking.
That was on Toonami. Yeah.
What else?
Yu Yu Hakusho.
Freaking
Johnny
Justice
Bravo.
League. Justice League and Justice League Unlimited was rocking at the same time.
I like those. Johnny Bravo.
Yeah. Fucking
Johnny Bravo. Goodness, yes.
C Lab, shit like that. You know,
Cow and Chicken.
Harvey Birdman.
No, this is before like all that stuff, like Aqua Teen and Harvey Birdman by a few years, I think.
It's Cow and Chicken, like Baboon and Weasel, that kind of wacky stuff.
Yeah, Powerpuff Girls, Johnny Bravo, shit like that.
Yes.
It all sucked.
Most
No, I like the shit at the time. I mean, I have pretty much always liked Cartoon Network until they turned into like those real shows, like the Tim and Dave show or whatever the fuck, where it's just like weird, retarded people like looking stupid. You know, like I stopped watching it then.
Moses, I guess I could see how this would look cool compared to Dragon Ball Z, at least.
That's what I'm saying. This was the
I
coolest
mean,
thing that was out at that time. Did you hear the list of everything else that was out? Like, this was the coolest thing on their channel.
Ooh, Cat Dog.
Yeah, I can't.
That was
I can't
Nickelodeon,
get
yeah.
on board with the hate. This was too cool. Like I mean, maybe I just watched it at the right time, or I don't know. I could get past the stylistic choices, you know, of it based on watching Samurai Jack a lot, you know.
Yes. Yeah. If you were a big fan of Samurai Jack, I mean, you were absolutely excited about this.
It's Kirby-esque. Like what you guys aren't realizing is like calling it weeby and manga. It's like it's more Jack Kirby.
Exactly. Look at Aldous, for example. Okay, look at X-Men #1 and go back there and tell me that art is what captivated that audience, and that shit holds up is any kind of anything that looks
X-Men
cool.
That's
X-Men
Ditko,
didn't-
but right?
X-Men didn't
Or
really pick up
I'm thinking
until
Spider-Man.
Like the whole golden age.
yeah. Well,
None of the art was.
You
That's
see
what I'm
no
saying.
Kirby? Oh man, I
It
get the
didn't do
distorted faces, the big square jaws, the weird thick rock fingers. Like that
Harmony
totally looks like
Infantino.
Kirby to me.
You seen him?
You apologize to Jack Kirby.
I'm just saying, Jack Kirby does not draw photorealistic people that would hold up to today's not today's, but like 80s, 90s standard of artwork.
That I
I'm
see
not
Kirby
wrong.
right there. In that I do. Yeah, man. In the action, definitely.
Oh, the scene between Dooku and Grievous training.
This is an
That's
awesome
pretty
scene.
sweet. Yeah, Grievous and Duke.
Yeah, it shows
It's-
Dooku's a fucking badass because
Yeah.
he's handling Grievous like nothing.
Standard attacks.
He's like, you're pitiful, you weak droid
This is-
can't master this shit.
This is after Grievous totally destroyed 5 Jedi Masters.
Control my central line.
Yeah, control my central line.
Dooku is cool. I keep telling you.
Master, destroy my focus. You're holding the saber too tightly. Now, too lightly.
Yeah, dude. And this, yeah, like you said, that guy just decimated a whole squad of Jedi. It's like, and Dooku's just like, that guy's not even close to his level.
Jack Kirby in his grave at this moment, spinning. That's a good trick.
Oh my god. They never looked at like no weird commandee, like with his big hands coming out the
I'm not
screen,
showing
weird
any more
distorted
of your
jaw, like
jokes
like
at all tonight, Mo. Or all. I'm not
No,
showing
that
you
was
guys anymore.
that was brilliant. Holy crap!
like the idea of saying that Samurai Jack isn't Kirby inspired is just weird, man. Like fucking Aku looks like Galactus and shit. I mean, dog, Tarnovsky bites Kirby. Like, have you ever seen his Luke? He did a Luke Cage fucking comic book that looks. Man, I'm not spinning Kirby in a backspin, breakdancing in his grave or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not an outrageous claim. Like, that shit is, I would say, like 75% Kirby in the visual and 25% anime. For as much as y'all are like, it's manga and you need WD-40 in your penis for watching this. It's, like, it's not really, you know.
This is the
that-
exact same creator of Samurai Jack doing Star Wars in the exact same style in a time when that cartoon was at its height of popularity, which is why they gave him the fucking gig. So, Aldous, there is Kirby inspiration.
No, he's
in
trolling me. No,
Clone
that's
Wars,
cool.
Okay.
I just didn't
Alright.
want to seem like I'm talking out of pocket, like, that's just Kirby-esque, you know, like sound like a fucking douchebag. Like,
Oh man.
You guys just are gonna miss.
we got
out
some video
on
to show, like
cool
some trailers or something. I
It's lighting this shit up. These guys are pissing me off.
I want to get
Oh,
to the
man.
mutated weasel people, dude.
Oh,
I mean,
got
and
you.
also, like, I believe if we want to get back to the point of the Kirby shit, not that he did, but Gwen Kanarski had a short, like, that was on Dexter's Lab. I believe.
to that floor.
Oh, wait.
We made a whole new.
That was of
trailer.
Hulk, Thor, and Captain America being roommates or some shit. Remember that shit? The Incredible Bulk or something, and fucking
The Incredible Bulk. Yes, yes.
It was-
You had like the rock star Thor.
yeah, and they all lived
Yeah.
together. That was like part of Dexter's Laboratory, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like a short that was like at the tail end of like the first part of the episode, right?
Boom, Tarnovsky, Kirby. That's a direct connection right there.
Tartakovsky.
There you
Heard
go,
called
man.
him Chernovsky like 6 times already.
I know.
Because
I
that
was
sounds like a communist leader, you know, with the manifesto, the Charnikovsky manifesto. Or
He's
whatever.
giving all of this like praise to Trotsky and stuff. Tchaikovsky out
In a
here
galaxy
singing
Look
Star
what we
far,
got.
far
I made
away.
a new-
You put your foot to that floor.
Ewoks must help reunite the lost family.
Oh no, we're gonna crash. I don't have friends. I have family.
We help you.
It's all about family. The family just got bigger. That Ewok stole our DVD player! Get him! The family! You're in my family!
Ewoks 4, The Fast and the Furriest.
What?
Oh.
Oh.
We starting the show over?
Yeah, let's go back and just start the whole fucking thing over.
Shigama chat, welcome. How you doing tonight? Good to see everybody.
Oh man. Oh.
We totally didn't set that up, but
That's okay. That's okay. Oh man. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how you watch this crazy and you're not crazy about it. I don't know.
How old are you, crazy, if you don't mind me asking?
43.
No, you're old like us, man. You should like this, dude. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with you.
It's not even like really an argument. I mean, you can look at it, you can say I like it or I don't like it, the way it looks. Okay. If you come to that conclusion, I'm not gonna watch this, I don't care about this, it sucks, whatever, then I guess we can't, really do anything for you. But you know what I'm saying? We've gotten past the way it looks and even admitted, yeah, at first this was jarring, or I don't like it, or even still their necks look retarded. And
for the record, for me, it was never like jarring. I liked the way it looked. Like it was just, it was what it was. Never a problem, like ever,
But I mean, there's Star Wars in there. This is this guy's interpretation of Star Wars, and there's a lot of fucking cool shit in there. I mean, George Lucas has his. There's cool shit in there, whatever. But if you say this all the time, if you put it together as one freaking story, you know what I'm saying? It's fucking awesome.
Steve, on a scale of 1 to 10, 5 being average, 4 out of 10.
This show?
Yes.
It's 4 out of 10?
Yeah.
5 to him is a C.
Yeah,
So he's
5 to
giving
me
it like
is a
a
C.
D.
So it's like
It's a D?
Yeah.
I give it an 8. I think I give it a strong 8 out of 10. And like, there's some moments in it that like hit a 10 out of 10 to me.
What's your grading scale though? Like, is it 9 is an A, 8 is a B?
Letters. It just makes it so much easier.
If you get like a 6 or lower, like a 6 is special ed. Like you're qualified, bro. Like
See,
5,
I don't do that.
5 is short bus.
5 is middle.
4 is like
6,
is like
everything below a
wheelchair.
6
5 is like
is
wheelchair. Or 2 is like wheelchair from the neck down, and fucking 1 is like coma.
Everything below a 6 is just an F, and it's a fail.
No, it's short bus. Like it's like, I'm kind of like not all there, type shit. And you're like, oh, that one's special. Like you got to watch that differently, type situation. Like that's a 5. 5's not a C, bro. When you get a paper, if you get 50%, that's an F.
Yeah, in a grading scale, but like I'm
Well,
just
we're
saying,
grading, right?
well, see, a 5 is like average, right? It's like middle.
7.5 is average.
Mid. So like a 6 is good, a 7 is great, an 8 is excellent, a 9 is amazing.
Dude, if I see a 7 on a game, I'm not buying it for more than $20.
And a 10 is
that's Steam
perfection.
sale. Shit right there.
Exactly.
Steam Christmas sale, like 2 years later, type shit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was the big thing, had a bunch of bugs, and then it comes out a year later, like, oh, it's just $15. Jump on.
Like I got Alien Colonial
Marines
for $2, and it's one of the coolest games I've ever played. It's been updated and fully fixed and shit, and it was only $2. And I love aliens, so man, I'm fully on board with that shit.
The thing that made those Xenomorphs buggy at the beginning, it was literally one line of code that they didn't find until like months later. Like
Well, they
literally
memed
one
the shit out of that for like 6 months or so. It was memed all to hell.
Yeah, it was awful. But I mean, If it gets fixed, it's fine. It's all good.
So we know my scale, crazy scale. What's your scale, Steve?
I just say A, B, C, D. Then I don't have to spend 5 fucking minutes explaining it to the audience.
Mo says if 5 is short bus, I give it a 5.
Oh, Mo. Kirby's break dancing in his grave, Mo. How could you do that?
Kiwi Skirt says 5 is 50%, so I'd say it's a C.
There you go. Like 70. 70% is a C.
Yep. 7
7 out of 10.
7.5. That's a C.
Well,
This is
Steve
an
had
8.5 for me. It's great, man.
Steve had even a different grading scale going up. 92% was an A, and anything below
At
that
my
was-
school, that's why I'm smart. I went to a school with high standards. 92 and up. 93 and up was an A. 92 to I think it was 80, 85 to 92 was a B. 84 to like, I don't know. If you got 72, that was a D at my school. 65 below was an F.
Oh, damn.
Mm-hmm.
I give this a B, a solid B. I guess let's just do Steve's scale. It seems like the
Exactly.
smartest
I've been
one.
telling crazy this forever. We just waste 5 minutes explaining to people our damn scale.
It's a D.
A, B, C.
A D. Okay. And what about you? A, B plus?
Oh,
you said.
yeah.
All right.
Oh, dude, it's an 88.5. It's like a high B, and I dig the aesthetic for the most part. A lot of this to me, again, it's like headcanon. Man, I got no complaints. I crack this on every like 2 years or so.
So for the record, crazy, when the Clone Wars CGI version came out, right? I was pissed that it wasn't more of this cartoon. You know, like I thought that when they were like Clone Wars coming soon and they were advertising the one that ended up being the CGI one, I had thought it would be more of this Dexter's Samurai Jack style one. So I don't know, man. I always liked it.
I was
Saying
never.
is, can you judge, you know, like, you know, the story and the art? You know what I'm saying? Everybody, all these comic books that we talk about and all our DMs and all these shows everywhere, and people first thing fucking people say is, art was great, story was bad. Or art was good, story was good, or you know what I mean? And everything is separated when judging a comic book. And I'm saying if you go into here with the story in this thing, I would say is like an A. Not an A plus, but there's certain moments in here that are A pluses, and then there's a couple
hokey
moments
shit,
in it
the
that
Vision
bring it
Quest and
down
shit,
a
like you
little
said.
bit here and there. And then the art and that's a personal opinion. Either you like it or you don't, you know. And for me, I hate their fucking necks. If I had a choice, I would much rather see.
That's how we all look, Steve. This is how our necks are.
I would much rather see it drawn in a more serious style, akin to like 80s, you know, Thundercats, or you know, the G.I. Joe cartoon, something that was, you know, trying to be a little bit more serious looking. But the story in this thing was fucking cool. And the stylization that they did choose allowed them to do some really wild, crazy shit that was kind of stupid, but still cool, just because it was, you know what I mean? It was in this crazy, loony looking Star Wars world. You know, it's not the normal version. It was like this weird, crazy cartoon version of it.
It's like in 20 years, dudes who are our age will now be saying, man, Cal Arts was dope.
Hold on.
I was
Wait.
on a roll tonight, man.
Hold on. Write this down. Mon Cal Arts.
Cal Arts.
I know, that's what I saw when I glanced at it.
Mo is on one tonight, dude. I have not laughed this hard in some time.
Mo is brilliant, man. I just want to say goodnight to all this.
What animated Star Wars came before this?
Ewoks and droids.
Ewoks and droids.
Ewoks and droids, and like Boba Fett riding
and Boba
that
Fett.
dinosaur, right? Like on
Nelvana Studios, all of them.
Yeah, that was the Christmas special, wasn't it?
Right. Think how like janky they move, like on the Droids cartoon and shit, and like how fucking stiff and stupid and like Scooby-Doo-ish everything moves. Like this shit was crazy when we first saw the Clone Wars cartoon. Like no animated Star Wars had,
and they're even
moved that way before. It was so frenetic and dynamic. Like,
and they're going back to that where Boba Fett made his first appearance in that cartoon, the crazy animated version of Boba Fett.
Mm-hmm.
And they've done the same thing here. Let's introduce Grievous the same way in a cartoon, in a stylized, crazy looking version.
I mean, since we're talking Ewoks and droids, that's a pretty good segue.
It would have been, but
if Steve had the controls like unlocked.
Okay.
Quick softly through my crack ghetto. My crack pipe in my hand. It's just his brain, addicted to cocaine. It's got me running again, smoking again. I put my life in jeopardy in my search for big crack rocks. I wouldn't care, but it's a dangerous affair. It's got me running again, smoking again.
After being bailed out of jail by two friendly droids, Space Jesus and his new friends begin their quest for the legendary Blue Rocks of Space Africa.
Thanks for bailing me out of jail, guys. Now let's go find that crack. Whoa. The Blue Rocks. That must be where they refine it. Look at the army of droids. This is quite an operation. Looks like someone's getting Arthur in supply. That's the biggest crack pipe I've ever seen. I better go tell the others. Yeah!
I have built the largest crack vaporizer in the entire galaxy. I must test it to verify that it works. I think I just blew my mind.
What up? Yo.
Please impregnate my wife, Space Jesus.
How you doing? Space Africans are pretty cool.
Fuck yeah!
What's up, Fidget?
Space Jesus back!
No. But I found something even better. A whole mine full of blue rocks.
Blue rocks are good rocks. We gonna get some?
First rule of crack dealing. Never sell it to someone you don't know. I'm sure an operation of that size runs a pretty tight ship. We gotta figure out a way to get in there.
Incoming message, baby. Oh, you're not gonna want to miss this one. Oh.
Alright, Jabba. The passcode is 1, 2, 3, 4. Write it down, and don't let any narcs get it.
Don't worry, Fidget. We'll find some crack soon, I'm sure.
Boy, I hope so. I mean, just imagine all the things we could do.
Oh, you must get me another rock pronto. I am totally bummed out.
Don't worry, 3PO. You'll have some rocks to put in that pipe very soon. Don't you worry. I promise.
I got so excited I just called out my former college roommate and turned him into crack paraphernalia.
What the fuck is that thing?
He was an industrial strength toothbrush, and now he's reduced to this.
That is a bummer.
And now it's got me thinking about myself and how poorly designed I am. I mean, every sentient life form I come across wants to scrap me, and I'm supposedly built for relations. I mean, what kind of maker designs a protocol droid with such utter incompetence in social situations? It's like I was programmed by a 10-year-old child with mommy issues. Sometimes I wonder, is there even really a maker at all?
Jesus got space weed.
Oh, he's got what? Oh, what strains do you have?
I forget what that dude called it, but it gets me high as fuck.
Orange Pill?
No.
Kushaban Kush?
No.
Bubba Kush?
No.
Sibilba Swag?
No.
Solo Lean?
No.
Girl Scout Bookies?
No.
Here comes R2.
What's he saying, 3PO?
Holy shit! He's got it! The passcode to a great crack reserve! Oh, thanks the maker, even if he is 10 and cringy.
You intercepted a transmission? You got the secret crack password?
Yes, the code is 1234.
Awesome.
Oh, please get us some proper crack so that my old friend Bum Tumbler 4000 doesn't die in vain.
Okay, I'll call him right now. Hello? Is this the crack dealers? Yeah, I'd like to place an order. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Make sure they bring back some of that crack for us.
I am fluent in over 6 million strains of weed. London Crank, TK420, a new dope, The Empire Strikes Back, OG1 Kenobi.
This is it, guys. Look at all that crack. Here comes a ship. That must be the guy I talked to on the phone.
Oh, who's the handsy fellow?
I don't know, but he looks high as fuck. Shh, hold on.
Welcome to my humble abode, man.
Greetings from the Empire. I suppose you're the new manager?
My designation is L-C11APO. But you can call me Chapo, bro.
The last guy smoked more than he sold. Hopefully you won't do the same. Why are your eyes so red?
I was just watching Babe, Pig in the City, man. Gets me every time, bro.
That is a good movie.
That's the guy. Wait here, R2. Come with me, 3PO. Hey, what's up? Are you the crack man?
So you want to buy some crack?
Yeah, we talked on the phone earlier.
Well, then, do you know the crack code?
1, 2, 3, 4.
I suppose you're Jabba's new man. What do you need?
I'm a little shy right now. I was thinking maybe you could, front me 40 Kestrels worth.
Sure, you look like you're good for it.
Deal. Good doing business with you. See, 3PO? I told you these guys were cool.
Chapo, get out here. We have a customer.
Sup, brah? Anyone ever tell you that you look like Jesus before?
He wants 40 Kestrels worth.
For real, brah.
Just do it.
Dude, scream. Bruh, this nickel and dime stuff is really harshing my mellow, man.
I hope Space Jesus has the money. I can't go back to a life of harvesting dewback testicles. Oh!
I'll have to go recalibrate the scales.
Fuck yeah, finally we're getting some damn crack.
Wait here, bruh. We'll have your order ready in a moment.
Hope it don't take too long, cause I'm fucking geeking.
It'll totally be worth the wait, bruh.
Out Wookiees. That
See, now I got a little chance to get my head right during that thing. I'm a little bit more easy going now. Can you can you still, after watching that, come back and tell me that retarded Star Wars cartoons have no validity? That's why I was getting kind of irritated.
I'm geeking. He says, I'm geeking. I'll be fast. I'm geeking.
Yeah, D-Wag was the sounds of that little creature, and Zayd was the little kid.
If you scroll back up, Mo says, I don't get it. What's wrong with the cartoon? Why do these people look like people?
See, when that came out back in the day, everyone criticized how stupid it looked and how that was bad. And I guess, it's gotten worse and worse and worse. But
my question is, like, where are their necks? That was my problem with this.
Yeah.
Not enough neck.
There is one.
Neck, bro.
there is one episode where C-3PO falls down a cliff and his neck stretches out real far, and he goes, "My neck is stretched." Find that. We'll have to use that clip somewhere.
What the hell, Hasbro?
Thank you, Lord Terra. And yeah, we worked hard on that. Crazy Mad is El Chapo. Arrogant Ape is C-3PO. My dude, Space Jesus, and the rest of the background characters just end up, here and there.
Yeah,
Zayd.
I was a couple of Space Africans. Zayd was the kid.
Zayd was the little kid. We're gonna air a couple episodes of those.
Bunch.
Yeah, I think we got up to 7 done right now.
Yes. Yeah.
We're about
just working on
halfway
number
through
8.
Yeah, we're about halfway through 8.
See? See? So, okay, Mo, go into this I can't even say this fucker's name.
Tartakovsky.
Go into watching that with the same mentality you go in watching Droids, saying this isn't quite real Star Wars, but it might be kind of fun and slightly retarded. And and you can see Mo, look at that. Look at the potential of that cartoon with what we could make out of it, like our droids. See, look, it was cool, wasn't it, Mo? They were okay. That's cool. Felix, always dropping the links. We appreciate you. He said something up here cool during the show, and I missed it. I forget what it was.
Thanks for coming in, Ray Haylock, by the way.
Yeah, welcome, Ray.
Oh, Tug's Web guy. Hey, what's up, guy?
What's going on, man? I'm gonna show the mutant weasels for Crazy Man.
Oh yeah.
Get to that point.
Oh, hey KSSS, happy birthday!
Happy birthday! Thanks for joining us on your birthday.
What?
This is so bad.
This is great. What are you talking about?
Bro, look at Anakin. He's got tribal tattoos, like straight out of the 90s, bro.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. How could you like droids and not like that?
Look how edgy those tattoos are, man. You know he's been through some shit, man. He got tatted up,
these
feeling the
leeches
pain
or
of his
something
mom's
crawled
death
up on
and
him.
shit. You know,
Remember? They put them leech things on them. They crawled up.
Yes.
And they left those marks all over.
Yeah.
Jeremy's right. Oof, the tats.
They had an action figure of it, but it wasn't in cartoon style. It was like in regular style, but painted
with the tattoos,
tattoos and stuff. Yeah.
Anakin's
oh, dude, that's great.
Anakin's
that
like
tribal work.
Anakin's like, check out my tribal fucking armband.
Is this a video or a picture?
Oh, it's just a picture. That's the leeches that they used to get him.
There's a leech.
Those
leeches like no like geometry and right angles, like pretty good for.
Check out my sweet
bugs.
sleeve I got done, brah.
Yeah.
Padme saw that and she was like, "We are lasering that off. You are not keeping that."
No way, Padme saw that tattoo and it was time to make Luke and Leia, man.
Yeah, that's how they were conceived.
Chicks dig the tribal sleeve, man.
Here's the other two I was talking about earlier. These are the two that lost to the Wolfman in the contest, but they ended
The
up just throwing
Iclarian
them in
and
here.
the
He's an Ithorian, the Hammerhead, and he's a Talz, Talz.
What's the snowman looking one called with the 4 eyes and the little?
That's the one I was talking about. He's a Talz. That's his
Okay.
species. The one in the canteen.
Is he
his name was,
like a moth? Is he like part
Mustang.
moth or whatever?
His
Like-
name's
I don't know.
Foul Modama.
Yeah,
Or
this was
Maudama.
Foul Modama. The one in the canteen.
No, but I mean,
that
like,
you
look at his
wrote
mouth
is-
and kind of like look how he's fuzzy. He looks kind of like a moth creature or whatever.
No, he's not a moth.
He talks in kind of like a buzzing fashion. He goes like,
He might have a moth head, but he don't have any wings.
The Ithorians are around. They're like Clone Wars. They're around.
All three of these are out of the Star Wars A New Hope Cantina.
I remember I had some Star Wars trading cards, and it said that those hammerhead motherfuckers are strong with the Force, like naturally or whatever, like that species.
Here's the
According to
images of
the
this,
role-playing game in EU, possibly.
Oh, but that's been erased now. So I
Yeah,
guess
I
that
was
doesn't
saying
count.
everything is like canon or uncanon till it is or it isn't.
This is Anakin's spirit journey here.
yeah, he has an
Ghost
encounter with
hand.
a cave painting.
They call him Ghost Hand.
Which is even more detailed animation. I'm sure you loved.
I hated this whole spirit journey stuff. Like, I wish they would have done more like Native American kind of spirit journey. Like, gave him some like peyote and let him go out in the desert and scream at the fucking Jesus.
Nice.
I mean, he kind of did.
Not really.
The cave paintings came to life.
Yeah, but then he went and saw these Avatar people turn into like giant weasels.
Yeah, these dudes are the Techno Union, and they like to build stuff and make weird shit, and that's what they made right there.
and Anakin goes ham on them too. Like once he's out, he's just messing them up.
I haven't seen an image of what they normally look like.
They right there.
There, yeah.
Yeah, if we go back a little bit, you can see what the women and children kind of look like.
Yeah, it
And you
looks
got
like
this
Yeah, like Avatar people, basically.
Yeah.
Look at the
Dog
old dude.
cat
He's got
people.
like this white crusty shit in his eyes. Like,
Dude, the old dude, the first thing I thought was, man, that dude looks stoned as fuck.
look at his eye. Look at that. Like, okay.
It's like Splinter, something.
He does look like Splinter. If Splinter was stoned as fuck.
These on the screen are neither one of those. I forget these guys' names. But the Wolfman, the Shistavanian Wolfman, was in the episode before this. He was a Jedi. Shakti is like lived and died in like 5 different versions. In
For
this
real.
one, she ends up beaten and possibly killed by General Grievous. There's a deleted scene right there. There's a deleted scene in Revenge of the Sith where she definitely got killed right here by General
Order-
Grievous.
In Order.
Yep.
Didn't she die in Order 66?
In some versions, but there's another one in that video game where she survived and became like
The Force Unleashed.
yeah, and she was like She-Ra, whatever, the barbarian. She was, you know what I mean? She lived out in the woods and rode on a dinosaur and shit.
A
That was a
dewback?
cool fight too.
No, it was some other kind of dinosaur. Would have been better if it was a dewback. Just look into his picture. Look at the Emperor. He's like,
Oh, he
Well,
doesn't
the-
care. He's
Grievous
like
probably-
sipping tea. when there's like a siege on Coruscant, he's just in his chair sipping tea. Like, look at this.
Yeah.
This is like right before Grievous pops in. He's just like, oh, it's
Hey,
nice day
Corey
out there."
Barton.
Oh yeah, what's up, dude?
What's up, Corey? Welcome. Yeah, I don't know, but I feel like they got a lot of characters down. I feel like Anakin's speech patterns were down. Yoda too. Like something that happened in the Clone Wars cartoons later. They don't always get Yoda's speech patterns quite right. But Steve, I feel like they got him right in this one. You know what I mean? Yoda's speech patterns.
You are like fixated on that for some reason, and
Well, I had a question last week. I was sick, but I couldn't bring it up live, obviously.
Okay. I became the most knowledgeable Star Wars expert on all of the Earth. No. It's because I like Star Wars since I was a little kid. Did you know that me and you are the same age?
They're 50 years old.
Steve is a world-famous Star Wars collector and toy dealer. You may remember him from Trader's World Flea Market or seen rare items from his collection in the famous book Tom Art's Guide to Worldwide Star Wars Collectibles, 2nd edition. Here he is, Steve, that Star Wars boy, the most knowledgeable Star Wars expert on all of the Earth.
Hello, and welcome to another exciting and informative episode of Ask Steve, that Star Wars boy, starring me, Steve, that Star Wars boy, the most knowledgeable Star Wars expert on all of the Earth, where real Star Wars fans like you ask me, Steve, that Star Wars boy, the most knowledgeable Star Wars expert on all of the Earth, real Star Wars questions. So today, our friend Arrogant Ape asks, Dear Steve, if Yoda's speech follows the object, subject, verb, pattern, then why does Yaddle speak perfectly normal? Well, Ape, that is a very distasteful and insensitive question. Not all people of the same race or species talk alike. Just because a person comes from a certain planet doesn't mean they represent everyone on that planet. Furthermore, Yaddle happens to have a speech impediment, and Grogu is developmentally challenged. It is rude to talk about people's disabilities and mental handicaps, so in the future, please try to be more respectful, Ape. I hope this answer has enriched your knowledge of Star Wars and social equity and helped you to be a kinder and more compassionate human being. Thanks for joining me today on Ask Steve, that Star Wars boy, where real Star Wars fans like you ask me, Steve, that Star Wars boy, the most knowledgeable Star Wars expert on all of the Earth, real Star Wars questions. See you next time. Send your real Star Wars questions to me, Steve, that Star Wars boy. And if I answer your question live on the show, you will receive a free 2024 Steve, that Star Wars boy calendar PDF file.
Do 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 Steve. Do 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 do. Why don't you just go be with your best friend Steve?
Oh, I'm glad I could come back on the show so I could get canceled. I mean, I didn't know I was so problematic, Steve. Thank you.
I think it was so cool that Garfunkel and Oates did the song for you guys. They were it was fun hanging out with them. The blonde is cool. I liked her.
Yeah, we had to pay extra for that. And then again for the license, like we got home, we thought, we thought it was paid for, and they're like, "Oh no, that was just for the song. You got to pay royalties every time you show it."
That happens sometimes.
Ape, be better.
Oh.
Yeah, man, be better. Like it's 2023, and be better.
And next year's 2024, and I'll have a calendar for my highly insensitive question.
That's why I put the year on it to remind you to be better. It's 2024, man.
Get with the times, Ape. Gosh.
Did you guys see that that new South Park special?
Yes, I did.
I watched it today because I figured you guys wanted to talk about it tonight, man.
I didn't get to see it. What are your guys' reactions? Is South Park going in deep? Are they back, man?
All right, so check it. I know you probably see like in our sphere of people, everybody being like, "Yo, we own the SJWs." This like really clowns on them, right? But
there's
if you watch it, it's really South Park, so it clowns on both sides, like
making fun of YouTubers who hate
right. So like
as much as it really fucking hammers on KK there, but it also like
it hammers both sides. Yeah, yeah.
It's KK under my bed, and they're playing her out to be evil, but that's kind of like making fun of us. Like we blame everything on KK, and but when
like
it got
that
to the
side
end,
is Cartman. You know, if that says anything, our
end,
viewpoint or
really,
opinion is personified as Cartman. You know,
it didn't really hit at the end. Like I mean, they're like it's both of yours fault, and it felt kind of.
But they go. Flat. What is this? It's like an hour long or 48 minutes or something like that.
Yeah.
Dude, they clown on KK for like 35 minutes.
Hard.
Yeah, dude, it was pretty funny. Yeah.
They go hard on her, and then at the end, they kind of like, well, everyone's a jackass.
Well, then everyone doesn't know how to do shit anymore, and the handymans.
Dude, I'm telling you, that's what I do. Is in the part where he said, "This is the job that pays the most today." That's how I do. Like my buddy Mike, who drops here in the chat sometimes, he'll call me up. You know. Like,
I was thinking when I saw the millionaire handyman, I was thinking
Steven. And we go around to these houses for a couple different people and our friends of our friends and get jobs. And you would not believe some of the ridiculous, easy shit that people pay us money to do. And it's to the point where, like, my younger self would have tried to explain to these people how easy this shit was and just do it yourself. And I'm to the point now, I'm just like, pay me, you people, I'm not even trying. Just give me here, I'll do it. You know?
So like the basis of the whole thing is...
I'm going to be a billionaire if that comes true.
Is that... everyone's stuck on their phones, so no one has learned how to do... just day-to-day normal fix-it shit, right?
He couldn't fix his oven. And he's like, Siri, how do I fix my oven? She's like, unscrew the hinge, put on a new hinge, screw it back in. He's like, can you do
that? I heard a story of like what's that crew with Best Buy? Like the
Geek Squad.
Geek Squad, there you go. There was a guy who worked Geek Squad, and he got called over once because the lady couldn't figure out the AV cables. The backward TV.
The color-coded ones, like the red,
that's
yellow,
right,
white.
Yeah.
The red one goes in the red, and the yellow one goes in the yellow, and the white one goes in the white. So.
Just couldn't do it. So sometimes it's just that simple. Like, Steve, milk them. Get your money's worth for the stupid stuff. Trust me, man.
Sometimes you get to find cool Star Wars figures and sealed canner baggies when you go to people's house.
Hell yeah.
Only you, man. Only you. And not even dumb modern stuff, like rare vintage stuff.
Yeah. It's just like it gravitates.
Oh,
sniff it out.
So what was your grade for the South Park show, Crazy?
On a scale of 1 to 10.
No, we're doing grades now, man.
There's new people in the chat since the
like Steve blew my mind with the simplicity of it because we're like, yo, 7 is a C, and he's like, just say A through F or whatever. It's like, okay, man, we got it.
It's like everyone here on the panel and the chat will understand.
I give it a C+. It wasn't the funniest South Park ever, but it was pretty hilarious to see all the shit we've been arguing about for the past 5 years, like kind of boiled down to that formulaic like joke, like when they did the Family Guy shit. Like, remember when it's like Family Guy is really written by this walrus in a
manatee.
Yeah.
I would say it was like a C, and I'd bump it up personally maybe to a B, just because it dealt specifically with all the most relevant thing in all of our lives that we discuss on these shit. You know what I mean? It was like this
Right.
one is made for us, and at the same time, it's for us to laugh at and to laugh at ourselves or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of making fun of us, and it's making fun of the stuff we make fun of at the same time. So it was, you know, I mean, they were like, "You got to watch this." So I watched it. This Cartman being that black lady was fucking hilarious, though.
Yeah, it like
And
kind of
certain
validates all of
people-
our
certain people are
opinions,
like, I don't have a problem with that.
but then kind of makes us self-reflect at how silly it was
Uh-huh.
being a Cartman and having those opinions. So
But see, this one hit deep for me because I've been deep into this culture war for, ages now.
are you a
And
Gamergate dude first, or
No,
did you come in at Comicsgate, or when
I
did you
came
come
in at Comicsgate, but
Okay.
like, what is it, 2018, 5-6 years now? I've been
Yeah.
into
Been a
this
long
culture war
time,
stuff.
man.
And so this one hit deep for me, and I really liked it. But see, like, I have friends that don't give a shit about the culture war at all, and they were like, it was all right. But like, I thought it was a B plus. I gave it
I'm not
a
even into the culture war. I just want Star Wars to not be in the culture war.
I gave it a
They're
good
not.
8 out of 10 on this one.
This dude's going to give an episode of South Park an 8 out of 10, but you're going to look at all of this Tartakovsky stuff, and you're going to be like,
That's what I'm
short
saying.
bus.
Whenever they keep certain
Okay.
people's grades in context to what they graded other stuff.
I cannot get down with the animation style of Tartakovsky. Now give me some South Park.
I'd
South
rank
Park
this
is
as
also
funny
terrible
as the
animation,
Family
yeah.
Guy South Park. You know, that
Mm.
kind of scathing exposure
Yeah.
of the formulaicness, the way it was exposed with the manatee shit one. I'd rank
Cotman.
it.
Everyone
That's
says
bad.
Cotman. You must love South Park, or you must love Family Guy. Whenever he gets all married.
Yeah, that's right.
That's like one of the best episodes.
I love Black Cartman though. Like the black
Yeah,
chick
that was-
being Cartman
that was
is fucking hilarious, dude.
Kenny was the Asian chick, whatever that was.
Like she does a spot on Cartman impersonation, and it's so funny coming out of that character. Like it was pretty good, man.
And the mom and the principal, they're like, okay. They just like accepted it. Like, I don't have a problem with that. And the PC principal, he's like, if you think Cartman can't be a black woman, maybe you're the problem. Or
That's
that.
your
That was
problem,
pretty good.
guys.
That was pretty good.
All right, who liked Mr. Garrison, but with the
Oh, yeah.
white dreadlocks and shit, the fuzzy gray dreadlocks like a professor and shit? That should have me gagging.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah,
I gotta check that out. It sounds like it was pretty funny.
yeah.
Oh,
it-
we just spoiled half of it for you, but
It's all good.
it
Hyper
wasn't like-
specifically topical to our kind of
yeah.
area of the internet, I'd say.
Exactly. Yeah, that's why it's worth bringing up. I did see the short where Kathleen Kennedy talks about the Pander Stone. I thought that was pretty funny. Oh man.
I like the
Oh.
part where the
They are a bit behind the curve. Yeah, it wasn't real cutting edge. Although they did do a couple other things earlier on. They had that China episode where Mickey Mouse went to China and
Oh, the Black City Walk workers. That shit was fucking hilarious, bro. It looked like Ice Spice working at City Walk. This shit was funny as hell, dude. Like,
Yeah.
that's pretty
Right,
good.
hey, welcome back. Yeah, again, I'm Steve. That's crazy man next to me with the tiger. Arrogant eight. Well, he goes by different names every week, but right below me, and over here, Matthew Fowler.
What's up, mermaid?
We'll walk you through it. So it's Halloween now, man.
Oh, look,
it's
here's
it's officially
Perth.
Halloween, right?
Hail Perth,
What's up,
I
Perth?
think.
hey Perth. Sorry to cut you off
Yeah,
there,
Perth.
arrogant apparition.
Yeah, it's officially October 31st.
It is
There's a
officially
big
Halloween.
hill on my road, so not very many kids. The only kids that come to my house are the ones that live That way, if they're trying to get out of this neighborhood, they might stop here on the way. So I'm just leaving my light off because I don't even have any candy. Except I got 2 little Snickers bars.
We drive to the rich
My dad
neighborhood
ate
because
all
they
of
give
them.
out big candy bars and shit. I take my
See,
kids
we used to drive
trick
to
or treating there.
We used to
That's what's
drive
up.
to the poor neighborhood because there was only like 3 feet in between each house because they all, you know what I mean? You could just boom, 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 boom. And it was like
He said the projects are close to each other. So.
Yeah, we went to the worst neighborhoods, not like too much worse. Like the lower middle class or whatever. They're okay houses, but they're real close together in the subdivisions, and you just hit them all. And they give out pretty good candy. A lot of rich people are real tight. You think, oh, the rich people have better candy. That's not always true. A lot of times, like people come to mine, and I'm poor, and I just like, and I'll give them a bunch because I figure they either walked up and down that fucking hill or they're the kids in my neighborhood. So fuck it, I got.
You guys ever tried giving out any comics?
You better fucking not.
Why, trying to get my house egged? Fuck no, I give out candy, man.
Yeah,
I know the comics and the candy, man. You
Give a kid a
candy out
comic,
there,
you'd be like, what
"Here."
the fuck is this for?
Be all ripped
We
up.
do it like the Luke lightsaber move, whatever
Oh,
that shit is.
It's like, oh, what am I
Some
gonna do
dude
with
up the
this?
street used to give us like those little pamphlet comics about going to heaven. And I remember there was this one, this guy
Chick
was,
tracks, right?
This
Chick
guy
tracks.
was
is
like,
a-
going through his life, and he was telling everybody. It was like 2 panels, and then he turned it like little rectangular pamphlet, but it was a comic book, and the guy was like, like saying like just really like blatantly obvious like shit that no one would actually say, but he'd be like, I'm going to party all night and drink beer and have sex with women unprotected, and I'm not even married, and shit like that. And then the next panel, he was like on this airplane, and it was going down, and he said like, oh my God, it's too late. If only I had repented and accepted Jesus into my life. And then he turned the page, and it was like, don't let this happen to you.
Solid sales pitch.
And then he put like one of those little dum-dum lollipops in it.
Oh, so you still got candy at the end.
Just like a dum-dum though. I'm like,
That's true. That's true. I don't know.
The one kid on my block was like, what the hell am I going to do with this issue of Starblaze? And then he egged my house.
He's like, what the fuck is
And
this?
I was like, that's
Brutus the
justified.
badass? Get the fuck out of here.
Oh, no. I
was
should
like-
hand out freaking
I was like-
Starblades. I got 10 copies of those things. You gotta get rid of it.
You'll find your house toilet papered with comic book pages.
Yeah, just
I
ripped
wasn't
up
even
comics.
mad. I wasn't even mad. I was like, that's justified.
Oh, you'd be like, oh, so you read it.
Oh my God.
Oh, man. All right. Whew. Well, I brought up Halloween because there's some scary shit in Star Wars, right? I mean, what, Valor, you said you were looking that up, right? Like, what freaks you out in Star Wars?
All right. Nothing really freaks me out except
The sequel
KK.
trilogy.
no, Dark Plagueis, fucking the Wise freaks me the fuck out. But I looked up the spooky shit like you were talking about. Zombies. What? You had mentioned when we were doing the Ahsoka shit that those zombie stormtroopers were not, in fact, the first example of zombies in the Star Wars universe. You guys reminded me of the Geonosian worms that
The nose worm.
Oh, yeah.
nose worms, right? So I checked into that. Was watching about that, man, and then oh, here we go.
Like the looks of this.
This is a weird one. So, like, the worms actually come from the queen, right?
The
Is
queen.
that right? The worms come from the queen?
The queen. No, I don't know. I forget where the worms come from. The eggs. come out of the Queen. The Queen is weird because she's like,
I don't remember where the worms come from in this.
yeah, I
The-
can't remember either. But they go up your nose.
Pinworms. They come from when you toss the salad, man. It's pinworms.
They go up their nose and they make them zombies. They're like that.
The Queen
thing
does use them.
from Star Trek.
She like uses them as an army to protect herself. So she's aware of the worms. I was wondering, like, is it part of the life cycle? Is it like some weird part where it's like, okay, you're dead, I'm going to use you again? I don't know.
Star Wars has Halloween. It's not Halloween, but it has Halloween. It also has some other holidays. So State
Life Day, of course.
Yeah, in
Everyone
like
knows
2 or
about
3
that.
weeks, it's Crack Day.
Empire Day.
Yeah, don't celebrate May the 4th. That's a Jedi holiday. This is an
What do you,
Imperial channel.
What are you like snoozing on, Mo?
Oh. KSSS brings up a great point. What freaks me out in Star Wars? In Return of the Jedi, the Ewoks were going to eat Han, Luke, and Chewie. Then Leia shows up in a dress she got from the Ewoks. Who the hell did they eat to get that dress for Leia? Yeah.
Yeah, they ate somebody.
Bro,
They didn't
if you
make
think
that.
about it, they're eating stormtroopers at that feast at the end because they're like playing their helmets as instruments. Where the fuck are their bodies?
I mean, it doesn't necessarily meant they ate them, but they might have ate them.
Well, they did have Vader on a fire pit, so
Luke did that.
The Ewoks probably looked at Vader and like, what a waste.
What if the Ewoks ate Vader after Luke bounced?
Ewoks ate Vader.
Like he's perfectly done. Delicious. Chef's
Once
kiss.
Luke's looking at the Force Ghost, and they're like, okay, quick, now, get the torso. Just leave the arms and legs. Oh, that's funny. You know what I really don't like? I'm not super scared of spiders, but I don't like the Krykna. I don't like those dudes. You guys know the Krykna?
Which ones are they?
Actually, I think it's time to go. This way.
Oh yeah.
See him in Mando.
oh yeah, the ice invaders.
Yeah, exactly.
Pause.
I'm not about it. That's too many eyes. That mouth's not right. It's still got mandibles. It's got so many legs. The big bulbous thing sticking out. I'm not about it. I don't want that. Get that out of my show. This is for kids.
Yeah,
What the
that's why
hell,
I'm
man?
not that scared of it because I know it's a kid's show. He's not gonna hurt me too bad.
I don't know. The Clone Wars get pretty dark in spots, man.
Yeah, I don't think that's a kid's show as much as this one. This one, you know, I'm saying I'm not trying to put it down, but you gotta admit, this one does kind of take it down a notch from Clone Wars.
Oh yeah, I
Oh,
mean they still got
100%.
some adult ass episodes.
Yeah,
in
it takes it. I guess Clone Wars kind of took a minute to get into it too, but this one
Yeah.
isn't as long. It only goes.
I don't think Clone Wars picks up until season 3 anyway. Like,
Yeah,
that's where it really starts off for me. I mean, there's
that's
cool.
where it gets really, really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
And more focused on what it's trying to tell you. Like the first 2.5, kind of like they put them out in the order that they got done with the episodes more than like the order they were supposed to be. You know what I mean? Like certain ones that they were having trouble with, they just like pushed them aside. And then when it got to like season 3, they just dumped like 8 episodes out all at the beginning, which were all supposed to be in season 1 or 2. And you can
See-
tell like when you watch them, like, did we just go back in time? When is this? Or you know what I mean? And then after that, it like picks up for the rest of the series and gets more focused.
I'm not really too scared of bugs. Like I'm the guy who has to kill the spiders and shit at my house. You know, it's like, oh, Dad, there's a spider.
Yeah.
Fucking type shit. You know, so
I only kill the ones that annoy me, like flies. buzz around my head. I get the fuck out of here. I try to kill it. And ants I don't like, but like
No, spiders you
crickets
get a
and
cup,
shit hop
of
around
paper.
out in my garage. I just let them. I don't really care. Unless they like, if you get one of these crickets who just like keeps cricking, and you can't find him.
Bro, I'm
he
so
won't
adept
shut
at
up.
killing spiders. Like I do the fucking like soft rescue now, where you like can like take them outside and shit and let them go. Right?
It depends on the spider.
So I don't even need to stomp them or be like scared. Like I'm so cool about the spiders. Like yeah, like I save them shits now.
Mo asks, Maddie, how's your jar opening game?
I do jar opening too, man. Can you get this spaghetti sauce open, or can you get this applesauce? Yeah, dude, I'm the go-to. It's old school style around here, man. Dudes open doors and open jars, and open other things because we're masculine, I guess.
I guess if I had I have two things that kind of freak me out in Star Wars. The Night Sisters, like, would really freak me out, and the Zillo Beast.
Big old giant Godzilla monster. Yeah. Kind of
Yeah,
unstoppable, impenetrable.
Which one's the Zillo Beast? What's that from?
Clone Wars.
Yeah.
One.
It's like
2, 3.
Godzilla, King Kong type monster.
Oh yeah.
Homage, how Clone Wars would try to hit different genres or whatever. They get this giant dragon, and then for some reason they decide to take it to Coruscant, and it gets loose. Kind of like your basic King Kong or Godzilla plot.
It's in Bad Batch too.
Oh, okay. I see it. It's similar to those things Han Solo's transporting at the beginning of The Force Awakens.
No,
Sort of,
it's not.
but not really.
It's got tentacles and teeth, man. That's similar to me, man.
No, it's got this big long neck. Those tentacles are not coming out of its head. It's just the angle of it right there.
Yeah, let me get a better angle here so you can kind of see like full scope. It's like a full on like.
It's like a
bendy
little shop
kaiju.
of horrors looking thing, like
I did.
the piranha plant guy, Murray, whatever his name is.
Murray.
Here it is. See, he's like a snake lizard with arms.
He's more of a dragon-ish, without wings. But he infinitely grows when he eats electricity.
Mo used to be a big help and a big star on all of our shows and cartoons, and now he just comes in here and cyberbullies me constantly.
Yeah,
I was
so-
telling my friend Mo about that one time at my Twitter funeral when you were the Crack Rock.
Lightning makes it grow. Did it get force lightninged up, or like what made it grow? I forget that episode.
On Coruscant, it just attacked the city, and then like the
That'd be
power
some
generators
dream
and whatnot,
shit.
and then it just kept growing.
Its scales were so tough that they wanted to study it to learn how to
Make a better
make
armor.
better armor for armor and ships and whatever, and they killed it. And I don't even know if it was actually dead at the end, was it? But the Emperor Sidious, whatever, Palpatine, he said something at the end of the episode about they still had.
They did kill it at the end.
Something, yeah, and I think it's in that Mount Tantus and Bad Batch, and they're using it.
They cloned it in Bad Batch, and it escaped.
Oh
It
yeah.
Yeah, that was a cool episode. Yeah, so that's like its infant form. And it's just taking up all the energy and just slashing fools, and then eventually it like sort of starts to morph, and then you're like, oh damn, it's the Zillo Beast. Okay, so yeah, that was a pretty cool one. It was kind of set up like Alien in a way.
But it was totally an homage to the old Godzilla movies where King Kong, where it would just decimate the city. it would just go through and decimate the city. That's what the Clone Wars episodes. There was 2 episodes. It was back to back, and
the first one they went to the Doug's planet. What was it called? Where Sababa's from? They went to his planet, and there's like a whole army of those guys, and they were fighting the separatists, and they dropped this big ass bomb on them, and that cracked the earth open, and then the Zero Beast came out. And
remember when Abe said Sebulba swag or whatever? It's one of those
Sebulba swag. Yeah. Oh man. Yep. Gotta know your
Zero,
streams, man.
Zero the Hutt, the purple Truman Capote Hutt. He's like a gay Hutt. He's funny.
What frightens me about Star Wars is Jabba has an uncle who
Yeah.
sounds like Truman Capote.
Zero the
I don't
Hutt.
get why.
And his girlfriend is Sice Noodles.
Is that the one that has the baby kidnapped or whatever? The baby Hutt?
Yeah, in the movie, yeah, he was in there.
That's the
Yeah.
Clone Wars movie. Right. Yeah, okay.
That was his first appearance. The movie comes out and people said it sucked. Yeah, it had Ahsoka's first appearance and Zero the Hutt and a baby, Jabba's baby kid and his gay brother or uncle. And, yeah, that's some weird shit.
Now, KSSS, Steve had a video, and not every species is the same from every planet, and it's all about diversity and inclusion. And it's 2023, and you need to do better.
Yeah, I need to get with the program. I'm going to Steve for lessons. I found something pretty cool on TikTok.
I'm left, I'm left, I'm right, I'm right, I'm left, I'm left, I'm right, I'm right, I'm left, I'm left, I'm right.
Not a bad cosplay, right?
I'm left, I'm right.
I thought that was pretty good.
I give it
I
a
don't like the music.
7.5.
Drive Chinese.
7.5?
No, wait. I give it a C plus. Wait,
Do I have Chinese malware on my computer now?
Yes.
Fuck.
All your base are belong to us, Steve.
They got my credit card numbers and shit.
Probably no more Chinese malware
They're
than
gonna
you got
owe-
when you bootlegged all your editing software.
They're gonna owe a lot of money. No, I didn't bootleg my editing software. I bootlegged.
No, the movie looks
other things.
probably worse. The
Obix
movie
is
looks
right. She
just
didn't
as
cross her
bad.
arms. What the hell?
Content. Yeah, she would have been like,
Would've sold
like,
it.
whoa, that looks just like.
Oh man.
Make
Makes
Zero
Zero
the
the Hutt
Hutt
sound like Truman Capote.
Go ahead.
George
David.
Lucas knows what a kid's like, man. He's got his finger like on the pulse.
Except for Jabba or Jar Jar.
These are fingers are far away from my bosom.
Oh man. Ugh.
How do you do that? Like, how do you have straight up Sambo shugging and jiving like in space in the late 90s? Like, that
Anything
seems
can
like it
be.
was horribly out of place then. Like, now it doesn't age like well at all, man. Like, I took my kid to see the prequels in a special like theater re-release they were having at the IMAX joint down at the museum, right?
Nice.
And like everyone in the audience is kind of awkwardly silent during the Jar Jar parts nowadays, you know. Like, it truly didn't age well at all. So
No, like they make him totally. That's one of my biggest complaints about the Phantom Menace. I mean, there's a lot to complain about that, but like, if you would have made him like at least sound like he wasn't speaking Ebonics the whole time.
that's a long Otello.
Jar Jar is awesome. Midichlorians are cool. Fuck you guys. Episode 1 is awesome. So is episode 2.
I will say Qui-Gon is awesome. Duel of the Fates is awesome. Maul was awesome.
See, episode 1 is awesome.
I love pod racing. It's like
See?
F-Zero. It's fucking
Told
dope.
you guys.
The
Just
pod
admitted
racing.
it.
The pod racing was cool, except for there were parts where there were a lot of cheese that didn't need to be there.
Yeah.
Like
Especially like when they extended it on the DVD and Blu-ray, they added in a bunch of them that were kind of
like the droids
okay,
getting
I can see
sucked
why
into
they-
the engine. Like it's 3 laps. Why do you need a pit stop, dude?
because the other dudes are like throwing wrenches at him and shit.
Well,
Sabolt
yeah,
was a bitch.
but you didn't
I'll
need
take-
a pit stop.
Jar Jar and Anakin over Rey.
I'm Team Jake Lloyd. Team Jake Lloyd.
Let me go through the chat. I've been ignoring it all day. Mo pissed me off. Ignoring the chat all night.
You just
He
gotta
keeps
let.
bullying me, man. Everything I say, he's just like. He's out
You know
to
what the
get
worst
me.
part about Jar Jar is? They bring
Timed
back
me out the other day. You believe that?
Jar Jar Binks comes back in Attack of the Clones, and not only does he have the jive, but he starts out sentences by saying things like "Dello Feligans."
Hello, Feligans.
In response to this direct threat to the Republic,
like
Misa
a-
propose. It's like that. That is wickedly dumb. That was not okay, George Lucas. Dello Feligans. Oh my gosh.
I mean, it was still better than stepping in poop.
I mean,
That's
Awato.
funny.
Awato was like clearly like of a certain stereotypical persuasion, you know.
That's
And then you got the
says-
Chinese fucking Trade Federation guys that are basically China,
Yeah.
you know, that are like, oh, Jedi are going to regulate us, you know. Like, it's like-
Most
She
some of
is
that
a
South
naive
Park
fool.
says the handyman part was funny, but they better stack that money because it's gonna be robots. But that's why I'm doing YouTube, Mo, because
George wasn't subtle
a
at
robot.
all. Let's just say
No.
that.
No. Misa busting with happiness seeing Yusa again, Annie. Oh man. Yeah. No, Watto's one of my favorites. I love the balls on that dude. He sees the kid who he enslaved grown up later on in life. And he's like, Annie? Dude, you gotta take care of these bums who owe me money. Can you go out and beat them up now that you're a Jedi? It's like, dude, you forget you enslaved him when he was 10. There's no water under the bridge there, man. You sold his mom. He's like, beat up these guys. They owe me $50.
Yeah, but he did sell his mom to a good dude. Like
That's true.
Yeah, but he would have sold his mom to a bad dude or whatever. It doesn't matter. Whoever had the dough.
that's true. At least he didn't sell her to sand people. I mean,
Yeah, if everybody check out these links
Nice.
where
Do we got any more videos, or what's the what are
that's
we
all
looking
we
like?
have. I don't have any more videos.
We're about over 2 hours now. How long you want to take this one?
How about I don't know. I don't care.
Forever. Hey, can I show the ending of the Clone Wars cartoon? Because it kind of like dovetails nicely into episode 3.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like it just kind of segues into it nicely.
This is the part I was talking about at the
Throw it
beginning.
up.
That there's a different version of this exact scene in this one. He went on that spirit journey thing in that cave on that planet, and he got this tattoo and all that. And you go to the Clone Wars. They're on a totally different planet doing a totally different battle, and they come up and he sees Ahsoka. He gives her the lightsabers, and she departs. And then from that point on, the scene almost mirrors this one identically, where they come in and say, "Oh, Coruscant's under attack. The Chancellor's been kidnapped, and they have to go." So it's like that's like one of the big places where where it conflicts with the other series. It's like both of those couldn't have happened like that at the same time. But anyway.
And General Grievous has abducted the Supreme Chancellor. You must return immediately.
What is
You
next?
must rescue Palpatine.
This next great, man.
Battle stations. All crews to their fighters. Prepare to jump into hyperspace. Move!
Boom, and there you're in episode 3.
Yeah, it's cool.
Like when I came into the theaters, I was like, oh, I'm here. All right.
Also, I don't know if Mo's in. Is Mo in the
Mo is
holiday
great.
special?
Is
You go
Mo the
to,
holiday
if you
special?
go to my playlist on my page and look for the Crack Pack Holiday Special, there's a playlist there, and then the main show at the bottom of that playlist is on Darren Wagner D-Wag's channel. And if you go there, there's like some live streams that we did, and Mo Biggs is in some of those as various different characters, mainly the legendary Crack Rock.
Oh, KSS brings up Mungo Baobab.
You mean Space Jesus?
Yeah, he must have missed the droids episode earlier. Came in after that, I think.
Oh, you missed it. Want to play it again?
Hell yeah.
It's kind of all here. I'm going to roll the credits. I'm going to post up droids on
Hell
my
yeah.
channel here soon. If you want to check it out, KSS, we made a parody where Mungo Baobab is a crack addict. And it's like an ongoing series we're doing. And next week, if we get it done, we got a very, very, very cool show that we're working on. But we want to make it really super good, so it might not be ready, but it should. It might be. Anyway, that's
Goodbye.
Thanks to KSS for coming out. Good to see Mo Biggs again. Felix the Link Master out in all the chats posting our links up. Appreciate that shit. It's good to see Mermaid Messiah. Thanks for showing up.
Drake King.
Yeah, thank you, BK.
He was
Thanks for coming in.
Jeremy and
That's
all
me on the
this.
phone talking to TJ from that panel. I'm on the phone talking to TJ.
Jeremy and Aldous and Ray Haylock.
Yep, thanks for coming in and getting timed out immediately. Appreciate you.
Yep. Perk.
Oh, shout out to Aldous in the chat, trying to press that it's anime, not Kirby. Having to go through that whole thing. Good trolling, man.
Tory Barton.
Kiwi Skirt, thanks for coming in as always.
Kiwi Skirt. I'm not going to forget you. You're like my favorite one.
Oh. Lord Taryn, thanks for stepping up.
We should have a happy Halloween, everybody.
Absolutely.
Yeah, make sure you go into a sugar coma at some point.
And if you get comic books, make sure to fucking egg that person's house.
Don't egg my house, man. Come on.